Alright, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm Nate, huge movie fanatic Nate. And I'm here following the last review I uploaded is of course Clerks, so I'm following it up with a Chasing, it only makes sense to follow it up with a Chasing Amy review. I got the Criterion DVD of this used at Half Price Books for, that's correct, $3 several months ago. And it was on the shelf and I just never watched it because it was Kevin Smith. But as I've covered before, in the Clerks review and the Zack and Miri Make a Porno review, I rewatched, Clerks recently, and it made me want to see a bunch of Kevin Smith movies that I haven't seen, and I happen to obviously have this, and I don't think I necessarily knew at the time that it was the one that, because I'd seen Mallrats obviously when it came out on tape at the time, and then I didn't necessarily know when I watched it that it was the third movie, and I obviously want to watch, if possible, director's works in chronological order. Obviously, it's just the way I am. I'm an anal bastard in that respect, OCD and stuff like that. But it makes, even if you're not anal and OCD, it only makes sense to do that anyway, because in this case, there are, obviously you can't watch Chasing Amy before you watch Clerks, because there's Jay and Silent Bob who are already established and all that kinds of shit. So anyway, now I've only seen this once, and it was kind of a little bit ago. Now this happens to be, I think, Matt's number five favorite movie of all time. It's for sure, like, obviously in his top 10. You just check out our video of top 10 movies. And this is not one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time, but I think it's, I know it's one of Matt's. It might be number 5 for him, which is fine, absolutely fine. So Chasing Amy, and I can understand completely why Matt would, or anyone who's a big comic fan would like this, obviously, because it's about, the movie's basically about a movie, obviously, and also comic books, so it's obviously a comic book fan is going to completely love this movie. I'm not a comic book fan. So maybe that's why I don't really love the movie, but I don't know, I found it kind of, well, I found, when there's a love story and it's a painful love story, it's like when I watch a movie, I don't just watch it. It's not just on. My eyes are just glued to it, and I'll experience the movie. So if characters in a movie are experiencing, horrible, love, or horrible heartache and all this kind of, longing for whatever, a lesbian girl that you're in love with or whatever, and all this heartache and stuff. I mean, it's painful for me, because I'm not just a viewer. I'm in the movie with them, because I'm such a hardcore movie viewer. I'm like this on the screen, just like, and I feel like I'm in, that's why if a bear goes roar in the movie called The Edge, if a bear goes roar, that's why it's like, because I'm tuned so much into the movie that it's like bears in the living room. So I think that's why, like, when you have movies like this that have this really, heartache relationship movie, it's actually not enjoyable for me to watch, because I'm living the heartache with the goddamn characters. So it's like, yeah, do you want to, let's put in the movie and have some heartache. It's not really very enjoyable. The one thing that was funny, which I didn't realize was happening until, like, she put her foot on the table, of course, is the famous allude to the Jaws scene, which I think Matt has mentioned. I think in our Jaws review he mentioned it, which of course is funny, because then you begin to look at the little booth they're in and how much that, like, the windows, or there's fake windows or something like that, and the light, you begin to realize that the whole little setting there, I didn't realize it until after she put her leg on the table. But you begin to realize where they're sitting is like a pansy-ass high school play recreation of the set where they, in Jaws, where they do the speech about the speech about the whatever, the sharks ripping you to pieces, and also the comparing scars scene. So I can't remember too terribly much about the movie, other than just, like, I don't know, I kind of found Amy personally to be a little annoying, personally, so I don't know. Like I say, all I came away with it was just like, I felt like I actually, when I was done watching the movie, I just felt like I had gone through a tumultuous relationship, and I had just been sitting on the couch for, however many minutes the movie is, so I came away not being really entertained, but I just took away the tumultuous relationship, all the shit, and it didn't necessarily happen or end happy, which is, I gotta give it props for that, because it sucks when them movies, like love story movies or whatever, end happy. It's just like, fuck you, they have a fight a week after the movie ends, fuck it. So at the end of the day, I was basically underwhelmed with it, because it's about things that I'm not interested in, comics and heartache relationships. I'm not a fan of either of those. So right now I'm trying to think of stars. I guess it's I can't even remember anything that was necessarily even funny. Shit. I can't. I think I'll have to do my famous 1 3/4 stars, because I think it might be better than 1.5. I don't think it's as good as 2. So I might do one of my famous, very rare 1 3/4 stars for Chasing Amy. So, my apologies to Matt if he sees this, but it's just not my fare. Not my thing. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you later.